Rahubot Collective, welcome into another reading. We're going to jump right in and get started. Um, Hopefully, you all are having a good time wherever you're at. And again, if you're wanting to donate and help and support me with the tarot classes, with fundings for doing the research, fundings for housing situations, and all sorts of other things, be sure to donate with the three things in the description: the Cash App, the PayPal, and the Venmo. They're all in the description. That is the best way to donate to this channel. This YouTube pay is not good at all, and just how life is, you know. But if you are wanting to support me in any way, shape, or form, that is the best way to support. So we're gonna go in here and get messages out, see what's going on. So we have the Hermit. This is a call to dive within, to delve deep inside of yourself, to either receive answers or to understand that you've already received an answer. There's something that you haven't quite looked deeply into yet that the divine's wanting you to look deeper into, or deeply into. Regardless, this is a time for introspection, a time for meditation, a time for calming the mind and really sinking in into the depths, the heart space. We have temperance because there is something that's being brought to balance. If you're needing more balance in your life, you're needing to do that. If you don't know what, I always say this all the time, if you don't know what to do in life, meditate on it. Just talk to yourself. If you say you don't have time to meditate, ask yourself why. What are you spending your time on instead of meditating? Why are you wasting your time on other things like worry, fear, etc., instead of using that time for meditation? You do have time, you're just using it for other things, and you have to really ask yourself, what are you desiring to do? Are you desiring to entertain yourself and to distract yourself from the world, or are you actually trying to delve within and solve these issues, solve these things, these restrictions that are keeping you from doing what you need to do? This is going to bring you back into balance. Again, Page of Cups right here. Learning how to speak to yourself, learning how to speak fish is the main goal of this journey that people are on. Everyone wants to say that we all have different journey, we all have different soul paths. No, we don't. Let me break a truth to you that a lot of these spiritualists don't even know and or understand. In fact, they don't even understand it. They just don't know. Everyone has the same soul path, which is to connect to the self. You came here to connect back to the God within you so you can remember everything that you need to do when you're here. You are here to connect to the self so you can become closer with God, so you can regain your divinity. That's not different from anyone else. How you do it on the physical is different. What you do on the physical has nothing to do with your soul. That's doing with the physical. The soul isn't part of the physical, because if it was part of the physical, it wouldn't be inside of it. It would be outside. It would be an external factor. It's an internal factor. It has nothing to do with the physical. It has to do with the spiritual. Understand that. So next time someone says, or you bump into someone that says my soul path is different than yours, no, it's not. They don't know what their soul path is, but they want to say it's something that they're doing externally. No, your mission is the same thing. Your mission is to connect to yourself, to get closer to you, to understand how you work on this realm. And so many people want to run with the ego. I know what I want. I know these things. No, you don't. You know what your ego wants. Until you understand and know what your soul wants, you're not going to understand what I'm saying. You're going to think that you do. And that thinking's the issue. You don't know. You think you know. That's the difference. We have the Four of Pentacles because there is something that you're holding too tightly too. There's a form, there's a bond, there's a past way of being that's holding you back, that you're not releasing, that you're not allowing to sever ways with, that the divine is trying to show you, hey, this isn't what you need to be doing. You need to be doing something else completely different. And this is what you need to do. This is what you're needing to do, right? The Magician reverse. And this is why things aren't manifesting on the physical the way you're desiring them to, because you're not letting go of something. You're not seeing a path. You're getting all this fate around you. You're getting these undesirable things, these undesirable actions. You're not getting any form of actual currency back with you. You're spending it on things that don't matter. And that's what's happening. You're already in this cycle of moving forward towards an undesirable reaction. You've ran with an upside down scepter with the wand, with the idea that you were faced with, and you're needing to really see that so you can move forward, because that's what's holding you back at this time. That's what's not allowing you to see the truth. And again, this is because you've already ran with something. There's already been a cycle that's recently completed with something to do on the physical. And now you're entering this new cycle where you're almost manifesting the exact opposite of what you want, due to you not delving deep, due to you not seeing what you need to do, due to you not accepting the answer. And again, introspection is the key. Looking into the water, looking into the self. What do I need to do differently? Why am I not getting the results that I want? Why is this? Why is that? Overstanding that and working with that is what you really need to do at this time. With the Four of Swords reverse, this is that restless energy. This is why you're unable to continuously work on things that you're needing to work on. But that restlessness that's going on, that's happening, is trying to show you something different. It's trying to show you a better path to go. It's trying to show you what you're needing to do. We have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is here to show you that you need to give back to yourself, that what you're wanting is accessible, but you're needing to give to yourself in a different way. You're needing to see things in a different way. You need to give yourself that allowance to feel, to see things in a different light, so that you can inspect what the physical is showing you, so you can expect why things are happening in your reality the way that they are. This is what you're needing to do. This is the steps to do it. And it has nothing to do with what people externally are doing. It has all to do with you and yourself. And people need to really understand that. It's not that difficult to understand. It's really not. It's just the fact you would rather praise the devil than actually praise the Most High. The Most High, that is. You'd rather praise a lower vibration, which is scapegoating, which is what they teach you to do, than actually accept the true fact, which is why nothing's going the way that you truly want it to. You haven't fully took that full responsibility to change something. You haven't allowed that nurturing of the physical realm that we're on to happen. You haven't allowed mother to show you this is what you need to do. This is what you're desiring. This is the steps that you need to take. You haven't accepted that yet. You've still been in denial about it. The Hangman. But again, you've already been shown these things. You've already been shown what you need to do, how you need to go about it, all these things. And it's up to you at this point to truly move forward and to see it that way. It's going to be rough because you're going to have these feelings. You're going to have this veil, this ego veil over top of you that's going to try and prevent you from seeing things that way, that are going to get you to believe one way or another. A lot of times, you know, and a good example, because it always happens, and I think it's always funny, is people who are older than me say, you don't know XYZ, you don't have XYZ experience. Meanwhile, I manifested them to my channel because I needed people who needed those messages that I give to see it. So if I manifested them into existence to be in my reality, to interact with me in my side of things, they're there, but they don't realize what's going on. They don't understand that the only reason why they're there is to get that mindset removed. It's to listen to the youth. The elders know things, but the youth know more. The elders aren't born with what these youths are being born with. They're not able to tap into that. It's a different element that has only been born into the past generation, the golden children, within, I think, the what was it, like the early 90s up till it's the golden era that's happening right now. And these elders weren't born in that time. They don't understand these things. They're still stuck in those old ways, which is on them, and they can believe how they want to believe. But when it comes down for the youth to start teaching, the youth needs to be able to be heard in certain things. And that youth is also inside of you. The divine never ages, it only matures, it only becomes more wise. So allowing that youth inside of you to know what's going on and to move forward. Don't be struggling. Don't try and fight this. That's the anxiety that's keeping you held back. That's the, oh, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. The I don't knows. Those are what's going to keep you move. That's what's going to keep you held back. This is a fight against Saturn, a fight against time, a fight against the old and the new, a fight against your ego and your soul. Not necessarily your soul, because it's not going to fight back, right? But it's you and your ego to see who's going to listen to who. Or do you want to listen to your soul or the ego, right? The soul's not going to fight you. Only the ego will. Only the ego will make you think that it's one way and not the other. So let's look into this even more. Let's go into it a little bit more, Spirit. So what else does this collective need to know, Spirit? What else is going on with this? We have the Ace of Cups. Again, not nourishing yourself, not allowing the divine to truly nurture you, not allow the divine to truly show you what you need. That's causing you to be in these stagnation periods where you think that you're trapped, where you think that there's not a way out, when there really is a way out. You're just needing to see things in a different light, in a different energy, leaving this regret behind, leaving the things in the past behind, not comparing the past till now. That's another big issue that people have. They'll compare the past to where they're at now, and then that ruins what they're in right now. That makes them, oh well, this has happened in the past, what if this happens again? It's not going to until you allow it to, until you bring it to the table. This is how the divine works with you. Whatever you're desiring, whatever you're putting your energy towards, whatever's filling up your feeling space is what's going to manifest. You can overcome these things though. Work with the divine, work with yourself to overcome these problems, overcome these issues, and to leave these banishing thoughts away. You don't need to carry all these swords anymore. You have two swords behind you that are trusty. You can pick those up and move forward. Then again, that's going to take you to do some investigation, that deep diving, that going within yourself, so that you can become rested, so you can not worry about the events, the fact that you're unable to rest and receive that pinnacle that you're desiring, receive that end goal that you're desiring, and allowing that goal, allowing that physical thing that you'll get, the gym, whatever, to nurture you on the physical, so that you don't have to deal with these thoughts anymore. It's what you're wanting, it's what you're desiring, but you have to make a choice. Another thing, a lot of people think the Akashic Records is this gigantic library or a bunch of scrolls. The Akashic Records is a choice. It has nothing to do with scrolls or libraries. That's a big lie that people just tell you because they're not even aware of it. The Akashic Records is a choice that you make, a conscious choice that you make. In fact, you make these choices every day, but you make the wrong ones. And you wonder why my Akashic Record, I can't get to it, because you're not on the right path for it, because you keep declining it, because you think it's one thing when it's not. You might have seen in visions that it's this record library, but that's because you're tapped into the general consciousness. You're not in this elevated consciousness. You're seeing things as they would relate on the physical rather than in the spiritual. What is a library? What is a scroll? What is these, like these long hallways of books? Those are things on the physical. You're still comparing it to the physical, so it's going to give you something on the physical. Be spiritual. Stop being physical. All right. Sorry about that. The mic died out. But we're going to continue moving on. We're going to continue doing this reading. It's going to be a little short one, because I don't think it needs to be very long. But we are going to do it. We're going to finish this up. Let's go ahead and get to it. So what else is there? Yeah, the Seven of Wands. This is definitely a time to sit back and wait. Let the divine do what the divine needs to do. Don't overwork. Don't overpressure it. Again, allow the physical that you have already to nurture you. Allow what you already have right now to nurture you. Don't panic. Don't be like, oh, I need to do this and that to do things. Don't be like, oh, I need to do all these other things. Allow yourself to sit down and contemplate and really see where your feelings are heading. See what you've been distracted with. See all these things so you can better it for this next chance. And then take a new leap. Take a new chance. Have more advantageous energy when it comes to this next cycle. Be more adventurous, be more outlooking, and look out for these distractions again. The distractions are always going to be there, whether there's something that's going to please your ego or not. They're always going to be there. And when you take that distraction, if you do take that distraction, it's not going to be very good. This is something that you've repeated many times in the past. It's time to move forward out of the cycle. You're good to move, but you keep getting distracted and then going back and trying to fix things last second, and that's not going to work that way. It just won't. It can't. So you need to look at things better and take control of the flame when it's first matured. There's an immaturing that you're in. There's a lack of maturity that you're in, where you're not seeing the full idea, you're not seeing the full spectrum of things, which is why you're unable to move forward with the Knight of Wands. And it's, again, you not being able to move forward then causes all these bad thoughts to happen, which then causes you not to feel like you're out, it causes you to manifest even worse events on your physical, makes you think that you're unable to complete things, all because you're not letting that emotional side of you, the King of Cups reverse, you're not letting that emotional side of you fully spread out, fully wing, fully be birthed, fully mature. So get rest. Don't be uneasy. Get that rest and investigate. You aren't investigating the waters. You need to investigate the waters. Again, listen to that intuitive voice. You know what it's trying to tell you, but you don't trust it. Look back to it. You need to look back to it. And when you do look back to it, you'll be in harmony with yourself again. You'll know exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and you'll have the energy, you'll have the spending, the currency to do those things as well. It will be a no-brainer. There won't be any sort of need to panic. But you need to remember you're under divine law. You're under divine ruling. And you listen to your higher self, as your higher self knows what's going on. Your higher self overstands what you're needing to do, and you're needing to listen to that aspect of you and not the ego, not allowing the ego to trick you into thinking that it can be another way, or trick you into thinking that it could work out in a different scenario, right? Let's see what else is going on here. What else is going on, y'all? What else is going on? So we have the Queen of Swords. Balance yourself out. Balance these thoughts out. Really allow yourself to see the truth of what's going on, the truth around you, so you're not stressed out. It doesn't have to be a headache, but you will make it a headache if you're not aware of what you're doing, aware of the cycles that you're putting yourself through, right? The Seven of Wands, again, this is not this is a when you really sit down and you're not in that panic, then you're able to move forward. But you want to jump forward because you're in that panic. You want to move forward quicker because you're in that panic. There's not a need to. Connect with yourself. See what needs to be solved at this time so that you can receive what you're needing, so you can receive the scepter, so you can move forward. Because again, with the Hangman reverse, you know what you desire to do. You know how to move forward. You're just needing that scepter, that permission slip to move forward. So take time to introspect on why you don't have that scepter. And don't just be like, oh, I don't have it, and this is why. Can I have it now? Overstand that you don't have the scepter. Accept that. Accept the loss that you have. Accept the fact that there will be a lack of a victory at some point, and move on. With the Page of Swords, then take that, the thoughts that you'll have, run with those thoughts in a new energy, with the thought of, hey, I did mess up this time, let me do it differently. Three of Pentacles, so you can work together with yourself in a better manner, and you'll be back at that point to where you won't need to overwork. You won't need to be pecking at it so much. You won't need to be starting up and starting down so much. You'll actually see what you need to do with the Eight of Pentacles. You'll see your hard work. You'll know what you need to do. You'll do it exactly as it needs to be. But until then, you'll be in this King of Pentacles energy, not mastering your physical reality, again, due to the Three of Cups, the distractions that are around you. So work on not being distracted as much. Don't be distracted by your thoughts. Don't be distracted by the external world. Don't, like, you're not allowing yourself to be nurtured with the Star reverse even. That's what needs to be focused on, is a nourishment. A lack of distraction is needed at this time. Focus on yourself is needed at this time. Allow yourself to focus on yourself. Allow yourself to give yourself that benefit, that grace, so that you can move forward, so that you're not stuck in these cycles, so that you can move forward and do what you're actually desiring to do rather than being stuck within a fated event. So let's see here. What else is there? What else is there? We have the contract. Remember the rules. Remember that there's higher rules than your ego. Remember the reason why. Remember the why. Remember the root of things before you move on. So you can go on with your mission, so that you can find what your soul desires to do. This is a test of Saturn, though. This is your discipline. This is what you're needing to do. This is something you can't avoid. This is something that's going to fulfill a journey of you. This is something that's going to fill you up fully, but you can't avoid what's going to happen. You need to accept it. You won't be able to move on until you have that acceptance. It's time. With right now, it is time to move on. It's time to accept the things that have happened and allow yourself to grow. There's no more decision making. This is just something that you need to do, unless you'll be put back into this cycle that you've been repeating so much. When it comes to your work, when it comes to your stability, when it comes to the element of earth in yourself, how you work on yourself, what you're working on yourself with, all these things, they've all been uncovered already so many times, but you're not trusting it. If it's about security, comfort, a home, however, it's showing you what you need to do, but you're not taking that leap, you're not taking that chance, which is why you're not getting that rebirth, you're not getting that satisfactory energy that you're desiring. It's the beginning is happening, something is beginning. This isn't something that's new, this isn't something that should bother you or scare you. This is a warning that you may have ignored, or you may just be pushing that warning away or pushing the signs away due to an emotional state that you're in, right? You're not seeing the protection, you're not seeing the glory, you're not seeing what your angels are doing for you. You're thinking that your angels aren't around, you're not listening to you, and that they abandoned you, all these things. That's an illusion that's been put over you. You are being watched over, you are being guided, but you need to take that guidance and move with it. You're not allowing that fire inside of you, the passions inside of you, to move forward, which is causing that disconnect fully. You're needing to connect with yourself more. You're needing to connect with that fire so that the water will be nourishable. Until you master the connection between the idea, the fire, and the feeling, the water, you're not going to get where you need to get. You need to master that. That's your focus, is to focus on that and to rule that, to master that. Until then, you won't know who you are, what you're here to do. Truly, you'll know what your ego wants, and you'll know what your ego is trying to get you to do, but you will never know what your soul is trying to do walking down this path. But regardless, that is the reading. Thank you all so much for likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, whether they're energetic or financial. If you can donate and want to, please do. If not, don't worry. Share this stuff around. We have the flyer that you can share. You have the other things you can share. You can just make a post about it yourself. However, just be sure to get the word out to help spread the truth, spread actual right knowledge. And as well, just to help with the business that I'm running with the fundraising for the tarot classes, getting the equipment, and then eventually moving it into real life classes that we would be doing. But regardless, I love you all so much. The moon and back tenfold and forever, and I will see you all later.